Learn to fight. Yo, John Fitch here, and I've got another episode of Learn to Fight for you, and we are in another bathroom. We're looking at another case of bathroom MMA. This is a school fight, and starts off with two guys, but then another guy jumps in. So it's roughly 2-on-1. There's a lot of people standing around videotaping. Only three guys get in the mix. And this is kind of something I want to show because I get a lot of pushback from people who think that, no, you should never learn or rely on wrestling or grappling because you might get attacked by more than one person and then you're in trouble if you grapple. Dumb. You'll see in this fight, they're throwing punches. They're in a confined space, but they still have to use grappling in the fight. They transition from headlock attempts to shot attempts to clinches to striking over and over and over again. And if any one of these guys would have had a little bit, a blue belt level of grappling skill, a high school, 4 years of high school wrestling, would have destroyed these guys because they would have been able to use grappling to put themselves in better positions to do more damage with the strikes. We're going to roll this, and you'll see over and over and over. There's times where you could do a snap down, you could do a foot sweep, you could pin in the wall and pin both guys in the wall. It's another example of how just because you're throwing punches doesn't mean they do anything. These guys don't know how to throw a good punch. They don't know how to land a solid punch. No one gets hurt. No one gets bloodied up. No one gets staggered or stumbled. They're all powder puff. Even when the two guys get the other guy in a bad position and they're hitting him, there's no damage. You'll also see that they get extremely tired. They get extremely tired, extremely fast throwing those punches. And I'm sure that some of those grappling exchanges in this fight wore them out also. So if you are a regular practitioner of fighting and grappling, especially grappling, your cardio goes through the roof. And I know this from working with multiple people who have not done much grappling or training before. They come in and they get exhausted just doing the drills because they're not used to pushing body weight and back and forth into body weight. It's kind of like a low level of resistance training, like lifting when you're grappling. So it takes some time to develop the strength and the stamina to be able to get through full workouts of drilling effectively. So if you're constantly training, you're going to be in much better shape. You're not going to get tired like these guys do. So let's roll this and you guys can check this fight out. Fight pops off here, squaring up. The guy in the blue, and then the guy in the white jumps in. A little sneaky effort. One guy's trying to hold and grab while the other guy's punching. So you're forced to do a little bit of clinch work in there to defend against being held. It's good. Headlock goes to headlock. He's got to defend the headlock. That's grappling. Back in the mix. He's got him cornered in there. Slight defense of the double leg, not great, but he uses the wall to get back up. There's some more wrestling defense there. The guy's so tired, he can't throw any more punches. He tries to go up and just grab him by the head. He's exhausted. Again, more wall work. They fall down. And then look, this guy's got nothing on his punches. He can barely land with anything. No power, nothing. Teacher comes in, hey guys, come on, stop it. Come in with a boot to the face. Teachers should be allowed to carry guns and beat people up when they get out of line. I said it. There wasn't any blood, there wasn't any bruising, nobody got dropped to the ground. I didn't see anybody really get wobbled. I just saw a lot of hectic punches, trips, scrambles, slips. But there is definitely a lot of grappling taking place in this exchange. This isn't just, I'm going to just use boxing to get my way out of this 2-on-1 situation. No. especially in a confined space like this. When you don't have room to move and get away and keep distance between you, Like, grappling does not mean shooting double legs. It doesn't mean you have to go to the ground. You might put them to the ground. You might force them to the ground. There's a lot of grappling going on in this fight. It's undeniable. Undeniable that if the guy in the gray shirt who was getting double teamed, if he didn't know anything, he's in trouble. If he doesn't know how to defensively grapple a little bit, it looks like he's had some level of training. These guys, the guy in the blue tries to shoot a double leg a couple times. One guy's trying to grab headlocks. They at least watch fights and try to mimic some of the stuff they're seeing. But poor skill. The guy in the gray shirt, if he doesn't know how to fight for posture, I guarantee this kid's had some grappling because he knows how to fight for posture. I'm not saying he's good at it, but like he's got a good head about himself. He keeps turning in to face his opponents, doesn't turn away. I would think that this kid's had some level of training. He fights hard to keep his posture. And if he didn't have any grappling, I don't think this would have gone so well for him. We'll watch this one more time. Wild punches. And then the other guy gets involved. And this guy in the gray shirt doesn't have any friends, or is everybody afraid to get involved? These guys aren't tough guys. They're not tough at all. They don't know how to punch. They don't know how to fight. They're weak. They're out of shape. Why would you be afraid of these guys? These guys should be the biggest laughing stock of the school ever, especially white shirt. They have powder puff punches. They can't hurt anybody. They can't grapple. They're out of shape. Absolutely pathetic. They can't even beat up a guy 2-on-1. Weak. Everybody should point and laugh. Look at these losers. They can't even double team a guy. How weak. I hope they lost face. This is a huge loss of face. So there you have it. I'm sorry, but in multiple attacker situations, there are plenty of incidences where you will need to know some grappling. Anytime you're forced into a fight, if they're close enough to hit you, they're close enough to grab you. You're close enough to grab them. In a striking scenario, grappling can happen. So if you're going into that scenario thinking I'll never need to know it, I'll never need to use it, I'll just strike, you're screwed. You're boned. Somebody sets a grip on you, you can't create space. What are you going to do? And then you don't have the experience and cardio from training in it. You're going to get tired. You're going to get beat up. Facts. It's going to happen. If you're getting into fights in close quarter places, there's a good chance that there's going to be some grappling there because you're not going to have the room to move. You're not going to have room to get away from that clinch scenario. And this is a fight that, again, is more or less avoidable. But then again, I do understand. Like, these are minors. They're in school. There are less penalties. You still got to worry about if you hurt somebody seriously. You may still get sued in some situations. Your parents get sued maybe. I know it's a sensitive thing talking about bullies. Because to me, anytime it's a 2-on-1, it seems like the bullies. They're bullying. And the fact that nobody else came in to like help that kid makes me think that they were afraid of those guys because they're bullies. So sometimes when you're faced with a bully, there really is no option. There's no option because you're confined in basically a prison. You're confined in a small space every day with that person. And that person's going to be in your face and pick on you and try to physically hurt you and harm you in a lot of those cases every day. I have a hard time saying walk away from that. I do. And I'm a fairly reasonable person. Most of these, you know, I do this show because I want to encourage you not to fight in public, not to do this type of stuff. But there are shitty people out there. There are bullies at school who are going to try to jump you in the bathroom. There are people who are going to try to rob you, home invasions, because they think you're weak and they want to get over on you. You're going to have to prepare yourself. You're going to have to be strong. At some point, you're going to get backed into a corner and you're not going to have a choice but to fight. And a lot of times in that school scenario, I kind of feel like you're backed into a corner because you're forced into that classroom. You're forced into that situation every day. It's different if I'm out at a sporting event and people are drunk and somebody's being a dick and being a bully. Like I can report to security and see if they do anything about it. They might not. Same thing at the school. You can report to the school authorities. It seems like they're not really doing anything about bullying, and some of the schools doing a really good job at all in those situations. But I can go, you know, if I'm at the bar, I can leave the bar, I can leave the sports game, I can leave that area, and I'll probably never see those people ever again. Fine. Could I smack the shit out of them if I wanted to because they're being rude and being stupid? Yeah, I could. But is it worth it? Is it worth my time? Is it worth the headaches of everything that happens after that? Do I need the lawsuits? Do I need plausible criminal charges? I don't. If they're not coming to me and putting physical harm to me, touching me in that sense, chances are I'm probably gonna defer to just leaving, because I don't need that in my life. I don't need it. And if I go and I complain to security and I hey man, these people are trying to pick fights, like we're just trying to have a good time, could you keep an eye on them? And the security doesn't do anything to them. That place has lost my business, because they don't care to have my money. They don't want to make sure I'm safe and not getting beat up at their establishment. So I'm not gonna go there. I don't want to be there. But at school, it doesn't seem like they're doing any type of job of getting the boys out. So learn to fight. Have your kids learn how to fight. They need to know how to defend themselves, because you don't know what kind of scumbags are out there who are going to corner them in a bathroom and 2-on-1 fight them. It's a cruel world. Check out the programs below, guys. Check them out. I got some self-defense stuff in there for you, some hand fighting stuff. My practical self-defense course is perfect for this type of situation. He would have been able to fight hands a little bit and fight into better positions to set himself up. Use those strikes better because he's dominating the clinch. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. These videos, these Learn to Fight videos, never get monetized. They're always limited ads. A lot of times they put them behind the 18-year and older whatever thing you have to be signed in to watch. They don't want anybody watching these videos. I don't think they're either just too soft about violence and thinks if they wish it away, it'll go away. They don't want to live in reality, or whoever's controlling us really wants you to be weak, and they really want you to get beat up and not feel like you need to defend yourself. So I appreciate all the support you guys have. You could go to Rockfin. You go to Rockfin and follow there. Set up an account at Rockfin, because they don't get censored. I don't get censored over there. They don't take my videos down. They don't add. They I get pieces of subscriptions. It's just a better system than YouTube. So if you can get on Rockfin, do it. You support crypto, also do it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll check you later.